What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Reader Report. I can't believe we're already days into Karen Reed's second trial, and things are honestly getting pretty interesting compared to the last trial in terms of where we're at timeline-wise and in terms of each side's style and their handling of this case. Hank Brennan, which we already knew he was going to do to a degree, has been using Karen Reed's own words against her a lot. So we knew in the opening statements that he was going to do that anyways. We knew he was going to play a clip of Karen Reed. And now he's basically done this fairly consistent thing where he's peppering in little videos of Karen Reed in her various media interviews that she's given since the incident between different witnesses. Now, this is definitely a stylistic, creative choice, if you will, by Hank Brennan, the prosecutor, because I think ultimately it's not really showing Karen in a very favorable light. Now, I do have some thoughts as to why he's done this and why he might be relying on this, I think, in some senses for bolstering his trial. And obviously, I've heard from defense attorneys who don't represent Karen Reed who are like, yeah, I don't know why she's running her mouth. Like, this is not good. And they're going to use it against her. So we knew that this was going to happen, but did we know to what degree and how bad it would be for her case? I'm not sure we did. And the defense side will say, oh, this doesn't really hurt her that much. I don't think it's good, but I don't think it really hurts her, right? Well, I'd say to them, do you think it helps her? Because the answer to that, in my opinion, is absolutely not. Actually, if you're a woman who is accused of a crime. And all to say, in some ways, I think, whether he means to or not, Hank Brennan is kind of taking some cheap shots here. In my opinion, Hank Brennan probably knows in his heart of hearts that this is not the strongest case for the Commonwealth. So he is doing something strategic. He's playing on the jurors' emotions. We saw that by him calling Peggy O'Keefe to the stand. We saw the way that he questions witnesses in this case is much different than how Adam Lally questioned these witnesses. And sometimes you can almost sense that he is trying to get some sort of emotional reaction in the recollection of these witnesses. And I think that that's kind of a cheap shot. Honestly, Hank, if you can't win it because of the evidence, don't take the shortcut. Because at the end of the day, Karen Reed was a victim in some respects because the Commonwealth has been so hell-bent from the start on trying her and on continuing to try her. And I know there's other people involved in this. I know there's other cases involved in this, and the public narrative tied up to this is a sensitive topic, especially for law enforcement. And you have to be fair, people. What happened in being fair? So, here is some of yesterday's trial, some of Karen Reed's own admissions in various media interviews that the jury is now seeing presented as evidence. Take a look.
I'm probably about 4. And not for the completed either. I didn't hear maybe more than abuse at the ward.
And poker to go find to your on.
Yep.
Clip 8.
Okay. And it's the level of data not here from anybody. It's happy. Yeah. It's I'm dropping in long with like a water starting every 40 minutes. Okay. And so I'm feeling my buzz and I'm not Yeah.
Clip 9, please. What?
The what? The final time with my uncle and says probably about 5 or 6 or the drinks that they were more of the alcohol parties where I consumed most of the alcohol was the weakest one in time. It was like all color and lime. Not that they were me, but like a splash of vodka. So I said, John, the street, he said you have to know what in it. He said, just get a shot and mix it yourself. So she went, so each drink was being something the devil. So I can get a black inside and then I would pour a shot into it. So that becomes two. Frankly, it's felt like a regular cocktail. It's just a really unique pour. So I asked for a shot. So for my sake, it tasted like that's then you almost drink the what a drink sugar. So they two or three that already something at 4 and 6. And I don't know. I felt fine. I felt like I was. Um, and then there's one sleep, the last one that was getting to me, which I'm counting as 3, they're coming in my 6th cocktail. And got my go with water around a shot. And they gave me one that I didn't drink, but I poured in my drink. So that's now my 5th and 6th drinks, so the 7th, which is a shot that I did, and I pour it. So that one last that I'm holding that I go in the water bowl with had 3 drinks. I bought this time and she shot. And which is why John said to me, you're not leaving that drink here. Like, I haven't touched it. Just poured a bunch of vitamins and just take it with you. That being if you only did. So then I go into waterfall and I look at drink down and socialize most of the time. So that would be my first 6 and 7 drink. Then John warns me into the waterfall that I don't think that he did. And then there wasn't where I was shots for that I do. So that would have been a night. But I did not consume 9 martinis for taking 9 shots, depending on how many count there. And the last 2 drinks, I didn't touch.
Clip 10, please.
I mean, not as clear as I believe I hadn't been drinking. Big. I mean, I had drinks, so and now, like the question, like, what are we beginning of? Did I where was what or even a name? Did I eat a pack? I mean, I've always drank my last thing ever since I was 15. And I know when John got in the car to go into Fairview, I know like I was laughing and when I got in it, and then before I had to look for him, I just immediately shut it down. Um, and I don't know what's for me. I had like cocktail. I didn't black out, but I wasn't as it would have been if I had gone to Medic. 9 drank a tea, but I still wasn't. I was here, then I would have been if I had not had no alcohol.
Clip 11, please.
How did this work again? I'm sorry. Yeah, I was acknowledge and broken. I would have expressway. But I would have gotten expressway for 29. I mean, it was flat. The roads were very quiet. You can see all the videos. So, and I was like, when I got it, and grab my holster extra close. I know like my alert are as sharp as they should be. But I should have been driving. But I don't know driving. I know I was driving. I've got plenty of video of myself driving all the like shots, my car and shots the road. Which incredibly hour and had a very oversized SUV. Seeing this video of me driving into the intersection when we leave waterfalls to look for an Albert. And I was always taught by my father, even though you have a green light, you always should check the rate and don't go to the road red. And I see me doing that between 12 and 1 and 5 and 6 a.m. Well, I know I was driving safely, not safely for the work. In my parent, no, well, and was not driving reckless by any measure.
You guys, say what you want to say. Say what you want to say about Karen Reed as a person and as a girlfriend. But the fact that she's given these statements and the fact that Hank Brennan is using them, in my opinion, it's not looking good for her. So I think the defense, my ultimate recommendation, is the defense needs to, in a sense, get out in front of this. Get out in front of knowing that some jurors, unfortunately, are going to have formed a negative opinion of Karen Reed based solely off these video statements, based off maybe even her regular facial expressions in court. And because of that, they might not like Karen Reed. So the argument before they have to deliberate has to be something along the lines of, hey, you might not like our client. You might not love the videos of her. You may not like her making fun of John O'Keefe's mother. But ultimately, her car, you cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that her car collided with John O'Keefe. That is what they're going to have to do in terms of damage control or something. Now, I've seen this, it's been done with the treadmill abuse murder case. If any of you have seen it, it's truly disturbing, and it's a hard case to watch. Don't watch the video if that sort of thing is upsetting to you, because there's literally a video of this poor little boy who wound up dying shortly thereafter, being forced by his dad to run faster on a treadmill until he kept falling, and his dad was bullying him as he fell. The boy sustained such serious injuries that he died a little while later. Now, while in that case, I understand that the forensics were different and there's literally a video of him abusing the kid, this man still, somehow, he did not get convicted of murder. He only got convicted of aggravated manslaughter and child abuse. So, if that can happen for him, then you would think that can happen for Karen Reed in this case, in the sense that the murder is a no-go, because I don't think there's much of a case there anyways to begin with. But what his defense attorney did in that case, which I thought was strategic, I thought it was a good play ultimately that probably got him off a little bit on that larger charge, was he told the jury up front, he said, you're not going to like my client. You are not. You're going to watch a terrible video. You might even hate him. But don't convict him just because of that. And we know that jurors are not supposed to convict based on that anyways. They're not supposed to convict based off feeling bad for people or based off their emotions, but we're all human. We're all prone to judgment. There's still gonna be some jurors who are gonna hold some opinions about her. And dang if you do and dang if you don't, right? And ultimately someone, John O'Keefe, is dead. So it's sad. It's very sad. What do you guys think about the case so far? What do you think about Karen Reed's videos and Hank Brennan's use of Karen Reed's videos thus far? Leave your comments, make sure to like this video, subscribe, shoot it to your friends, and We'll be back for more later. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and take care.